All right, folks, welcome to another White House press briefing here live at Golden State Times. If you just joined us right now, thank you so much for choosing this channel as your stream of choice. We cover the president fairly and completely 365, 24/7, and we also cover White House press briefings, State Department press briefings, Pentagon press briefings, stuff going on in Congress and also in the Senate, and any other hearings that are very important. Just this morning, we broke the news that Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said that there is quite a few executive orders coming in the near future this week. So we got executive orders on immigration. That's going to be very interesting. As you guys know, DACA is still on and it's still active. So there might be some stuff coming from DACA, from that type of immigration issues that we have. More stuff, more updates on the wall. That's also coming this week. President Trump says there's another executive order coming regarding China. So let's see if that comes up on this press briefing with Kayleigh. Make sure you guys please share the live stream on social media. And we also want to give a big thank you to Linda and R. Thank you so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. This live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. If we turn them on, YouTube will censor us, so we had to turn off our advertisements on this live stream. So enjoy the ad-free experience, folks. But we want to give a big thank you to our sponsors, which are the Patriots in the chat. We do not have huge sponsors like Coke and Pepsi or McDonald's or any of that stuff. We don't have any of those things. We're not controlled by corporations, but we are helped by patriots just like you. So if you guys see the patriots in the chat that have the Trump hat next to their name, they are our members. They are our supporters that helps us live stream here on YouTube, along with patriots that are helping us through Super Chat. We want to give a big thank you to Armando. Thank you so much, Armando, for your help and your support through Super Chat. And Armando says Nasera and Gesera. I hope I said the second one right. Yeah, the reset. That is what he's talking about. The full financial, fiscal reset. Now, very interesting stuff. If you guys don't know anything about that, check it out. You know, maybe there's some links out there, maybe on social media, or look it up on Google, but look it up. Financial reset. That's very interesting stuff. But anyways, we're sending out notifications right now. So let me know in the chat if you guys got notified by text message or if you got notified by YouTube. So let's see if YouTube is sending out notifications. If you guys got notified by both, then you guys are really up to date on everything that is going on, which is fantastic. That's what we want to have here at Golden State Times, is that patriots are up to date on everything that is going on. So I'll be switching it over to the White House in just a few moments, turning on the hot mic and all that good stuff. So once again, don't forget, folks, click that thumbs up button, share the live stream on social media. And if you're new to the channel, we encourage you to join the family and click that subscribe button. I'll be back on the microphone to give shout outs to everyone that is sharing the live stream on Twitter. So don't forget to share on Twitter and follow us at Gold State Times. All right, Patriots, we would like to give some shout outs here to everyone that is supporting us through Super Chat and membership. Thank you so much, new members, for helping us live stream here on YouTube. This live stream is 100% ad-free, as you guys can probably notice. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. We have to turn them off. If we do not turn them off, then this live stream gets shadow banned. Nobody's able to see it. It won't come up on recommended. It won't come up on next or watch next or on your own profiles. It will just not come up. That is what happens here at YouTube, where if a video gets demonetized by YouTube, it gets censored. But if you take off the advertisements yourself, then they just leave it alone. They won't recommend it as much to new people, but at least subscribers, people that's been to the channel before and getting recommended, they will be able to see it. But anybody else, any new Patriots looking for a live stream, will not be able to find it if YouTube demonetizes the video. So that's why we're trying to beat YouTube by us demonetizing the video before we actually go live. That way YouTube won't mess with us. And that's how this live stream is, became a ad-free experience. All right, folks, so I'm sharing the live stream on social media. So if you guys see it, make sure you retweet it. I'm also putting it on Parler, so make sure that you, whatever you call it on there. But whatever the equivalent to retweeting it on Parler is, make sure you guys do that. And give it a up arrow or a little thumbs up thing on there. So make sure you guys share it. Thank you so much to everyone that is sharing the live stream. Let me check the White House to see if I have footage. If I do, I'll be switching over to the White House in just a few moments and turning on the hot mic. All right, folks, so we'll be getting footage in just a few moments. We're going to check Twitter to see if anybody is sharing the live stream on social media. Just give me a second here. I'll be back on the microphone in a second. Oh, here we go. So we also like to give a big thank you to everyone that is supporting us through Super Chat and also through membership. We'd like to give a big thank you to Ray Thick for your help and your support. So just give me a second here while we figure everything out. And we'll also give shout outs to everyone that is supporting us through Super Chat and through membership. Thanks so much for your help and your support, Patriots. Brandon DeLeon, thank you so much for sharing the stream. Also, Michelle Battistone, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Deplorable Trump Lover and Deplorable Cliffy, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Deb926. Also, we have here CAG 2020. We have Rita Pilgrim. Thanks so much for your continued support. Robert Gambino, thank you so much for your continued support. Locked In, thanks so much for your help. We also have here First. Thanks so much, First, for sharing the stream. Crystal Mullins, thanks so much for sharing the stream. And I think that's it for right here. All right, let's see. Give me 1 second. So we're checking once again. Here we go. Michelle Newman, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Django, thanks so much, Django. Sally Walton, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Y-Rush, thanks so much for sharing the stream. And we also have Farm Dog sharing the stream. Dog sharing the stream. LC Valera, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Donna, and we have Dorcine Puckett. We also have LC Valera, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Light in the Darkness, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Jenna sharing the stream. We have Tiffany Murphy, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Catherine, thanks so much, Catherine. BJ Durinsky. Brenda, thanks so much, Brenda Cannabis. And we also have Marty, thanks so much, Marty. And we have Robert O'Neill sharing the stream. We have Danny sharing the stream, and we also have Crusty Old Nuke. We want to give a big thank you to Boomer11B. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. Christine C. And we also have McKettle65 sharing the stream. We're checking right now to see if we have footage from inside the White House, along with the hot mic. Just give us a few more moments to see if we got it. Thank you so much to Whitler. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. Daydreamer. We have Gary Somebody, and we have Jane Doe. We have First. We also have Stands with the Beer. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We have Carrie Blackburn. We have Daryl sharing the stream. We have Carrie sharing the stream. And we also have John Porras sharing the stream. We have Mayor Tawasha sharing the stream. Thanks so much for sharing. And also, let's see, Doc Holiday, thanks so much for sharing. Carmen, thanks so much for sharing. Cat Baloo, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have Strange Skies, Dakota, and Sparky1833. Thanks so much, Patriots, for sharing the stream. If you guys don't share the stream, we don't come up on search. So that's why it means so much to us when you guys share it. Because of you, we're the only reason we come up on social media like Facebook and Twitter and all of those other social media sites. Because of you posting it, that's the only way that we come up. It's crazy what's happening to us. David Ball, thanks so much for sharing the stream, David. And we also have Deplorable Tiger Fan sharing the stream. Shannon Castle, thanks so much for sharing the stream. And Deborah Lindsay, thanks so much for sharing the stream.
Victim.
All right, folks, so we got footage from inside the White House. So just give me a second while I put it up on your screen. Just give me a second while I put it up on your screen, and then we'll check to see if the hot mic is on. Let me check if the hot mic is on. Yes, so the hot mic is on, so it's on. Let me turn everything on and switch over. Give me a second, folks. All right, folks, so as you guys can hear, the hot mic is on, and I'm going to be putting it up on your screen in just a moment here as we get ready to go for the White House press briefing.
I can, but I don't know if the embassy.
All right, so here we go. Now we are good. The hot mic is now on, so let everyone know in the chat that the hot mic is now on, so everyone can turn on their speakers. Sometimes people mute it until we actually start, so a lot of Patriots don't know that the hot mic is on. But hopefully you guys can see it now behind our logo here, and let Patriots know in the chat. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. Let's see if anybody else is sharing the stream before we continue. We'll be right back on the microphone to give shout outs to everyone that is supporting us through Super Chat and through membership. We just want to let everyone know that this live stream is an ad-free experience. There is no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. There is no ads anywhere in this video. And the reason we do that, we have to take them off, because if we do not take them off, YouTube will censor this live stream. It will not come up on recommended. It won't come up on up next. It won't come up on your dashboard on your YouTube channels. It will not come up anywhere, so Patriots won't be able to see it. So if we take off advertisements ourselves and then we stream, YouTube will not mess with us. That is what they're doing. So they're trying to squeeze us dry. So thank you so much to our sponsors, our members in the chat. All the Patriots that you guys see with the Trump hats next to their names in the chat, those are our sponsors. We don't have huge corporations sponsoring us or anything like that. We get sponsored by Patriots and viewers just like you. So thank you so much to the members in the chat, and also everyone that supports us through Super Chat and through Emoji Super Chat. Thank you so much for your help and your support. There's also some Patriots that go to our website and they help us through PayPal. So thank you so much to those Patriots too for your help and your support. So as you guys can hear, the hot mic is on. There's not many people there. There's like 3 people there. So as the fake news starts to come into the room, you'll hear more chatter in the background. All right, Patriots. So we'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that is supporting us through Super Chat and through membership. So 782 Gear, thanks so much for your help through Super Chat. Ray Thick, thanks so much for your support through Super Chat. Don Rivera, thanks so much for your help through Super Chat. We'd like to welcome the Voltron 1, becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press. Dub Nagroom, thank you so much for your help through Super Chat. We'd like to welcome a new member, Barbara Nelson. Thanks so much, Barbara, for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press. Armando, thank you so much for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press.
It'd be weirder if I was like, no, I have no photos. Oh my gosh, this was for the dog tail. I know, there's a lot I need to get. I didn't really think this.
We would like to give a big thank you to Don Rivera for your help through Super Chat. Thanks so much for your help. Armando, once again, thank you so much for your help through Super Chat. And Linda Ann R, thanks so much for your help through Super Chat.
So soft. Oh, she's gonna have her own account.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I think she could really
Be like content queen. Yeah. Yeah.
You should start like a dog to the White House.
We should start that. I've been texting with Jill Coleman a lot about, getting advice on how she dealt with, but we should have a dog in the White House. What? Oh, yeah, exactly, I like that.
What's her name?
Daisy. Yeah.
Perfect.
My grandparents, their dog is Daisy.
I don't know what channel they're on.
So
All right, folks, so I'd like to give a big thank you to Natalia for your help and your support through Super Chat. We also like to welcome Johnny Jenkinson. Thanks so much for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times and supporting the free press. Once again, folks, this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on the live stream. The reason we do that, and we take them off ourselves, is because if we do not do it, YouTube censors this live stream. It shadow bans it. It totally blocks it. Patriots won't be able to see that we're live. It won't come up on recommended. It won't come up on next, up next, or it won't even come up on your own profile on YouTube. That is what they do. So, in order for us to fight that and go around that censorship with YouTube, we have to take off advertisements. There are no advertisements on this live stream. So this live stream is made possible by Patriots with Trump hats next to their name in the chat. And also all the Patriots that are supporting us through Super Chat. Thank you so much once again for being the best part of Golden State Times. And thank you so much for your help and your support. We would like to welcome James Swell. Thank you so much for your help and your support, becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. If you became a member today, make sure you check out our custom emojis. We have a few of them with Kayleigh McEnany, so make sure you check them out. Also, we have President Trump emojis, American flag emojis, which I don't know why Google and YouTube took them off. Took off the American flag, folks. That is so disrespectful and disgusting. But we brought it back onto the chat. It is on there. If you're a member, click on the little happy face with all the emojis. You'll see the Golden State Times custom emoji at the top, YouTube emojis at the bottom. And we're putting up new ones. We're going back to the drawing board and making new ones. And they should be coming out very soon. So we're updating old ones. We are uploading new ones. And hopefully we'll get more availability to get more emojis coming out. So that's up to YouTube. Right now we're at 26 emojis that we can use, but hopefully we'll get to the 30 mark very soon, and we'll be able to upload better emojis, more emojis in the near future.
Here's your from the
We got it from the same form that I further.
I'd like to give a big thank you and a welcome to Douglas for becoming a new member, believing in Golden State Times, and supporting the free press. Once again, thank you so much, Douglas Kroger. Thank you so much for your help and your support. Now, every single time that you type in the chat or in the comment section of our videos, a Trump hat will come up next to your name to let everyone know that you support the free press. Thank you so much to Tom. Thanks so much, Tom, for your help and your support through Super Chat. All of those Super Chats helps us live stream here on YouTube. Now, if you guys did not know, a new Trump rally has been announced. It's going to happen in New Hampshire. We are ready to go. It's already on the channel, so make sure you set the reminder whenever you get a chance. Swing over by the channel. Set the reminder for that President Trump rally in New Hampshire. And stay tuned because there's more rallies coming up in the near future. So New Hampshire is the next one, folks, on the 11th, which is Saturday. This Saturday that's coming up. Stay tuned. All right, folks. So if you guys don't follow us on Twitter, make sure you follow us at Gold State Times. But we announced this morning, we broke the story that Mark Meadows, which is the chief of staff of President Trump at the White House, he said that there's a bunch of executive orders coming very, very soon, as in this week. There's going to be executive orders on immigration, which most likely is going to be about DACA, but I'm not 100% sure until either Kayleigh talks about it or the president talks about it in the near future. So there's an executive order on immigration coming. There's an executive order on workers, American workers. That's going to be very interesting, and that also has to do with visas. So stay tuned for that. There's an executive order coming. And the third one is going to be on China. So China is doing a lot of bad things around the world right now. It has been doing it for a while, but now they're really ramped up. They are buying and selling a bunch of countries, and all crazy stuff is going on right now. So there's an executive order on China coming up very, very soon. And that's going to be very interesting to see what is going to roll out from that and what it's all about in general. So stay tuned live here at Golden State Times. We're going to bring you full coverage of everything until we get to the point where President Trump actually signs it for every executive order that he does this week. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and you click that notification. That way you know when we are live and ready to go. So also make sure you follow us on Twitter at Gold State Times and follow us on Parler at Golden State Times. We would like to give a big thank you to Becky Smith for your help and your support through emoji super chat. As you guys can see, this live stream is 100% ad-free. There's no advertisements anywhere on this live stream. So thank you so much for the help and the support to all the Patriots that are using Super Chat and membership. Thank you so much for your help.
He's just picking something up out of the locker.
Did you bring it up?
All right, folks, so I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. So let's check Twitter real quick, just to see if anybody is sharing the stream. Also, if you've just followed us on Twitter, thank you so much for being awesome. That lets us know that you want to stay up to date on everything that is going on in politics. We want to give a big thank you to Make Earth Love Again. Make Earth Love Again. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also like to give a big thank you to Kimmy Jones for sharing the stream. We also, let's see here, DCDocumentReports.com. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also like to give a big thank you to Indisky Dancer. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. It's Trump Time. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. TNT Boom 321. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also like to give a big thank you to Lights On Suns Up and to American Girl 3. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. Elizabeth Wesley, Christy Lee, and I think that's it for now. All right, give me 1 second. Let me refresh. We would like to give a big thank you to Blu-ray for your help and your support through Super Chat. We also like to give a big thank you to Benjamin for your help and your support through Super Chat. We would like to give a big thank you to Prayer 12. Thanks so much for sharing the stream. QAnon, thanks so much for sharing the stream. We also have, let's see here, Dillweed, thanks so much for sharing the stream. God Wins, thanks so much for sharing the stream. Mark Treveline, thank you so much for sharing the stream. Dog Mom 3. We also have here, let's see. All right, I think that's it for now. All right, folks, I'll be back on the microphone in just a few moments to give more shout outs to everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. I would like to give a big thank you to Lena for your help and your support through Emoji Super Chat. Thanks so much for your help, Patriot. Also, Johnny Jenkinson, thank you so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. And Johnny says, thank you, GST. We need truth in the media now more than ever. And that's very true. We cover everything that has to do with the White House, folks. We also cover President Trump fairly and completely. From beginning to end, we put the hot mic on before it starts. We show you the event uninterrupted, and then we shut down and move on to the next thing. That is what we do here at Golden State Times. We don't have any of those talking heads. We don't have any pundits telling you how to think or what to watch or what not to watch. You can do it that on your own. We're only here to inform you, so you can be our +1 to these events. You can watch them for yourself, make your own conclusions. And if you guys do need a little bit of help, always reach out to me, folks. Always reach out to me either through email, gent@goldenstatetimes.com, or through social media, or through text message. Text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888. If you guys are ever stumped about something or can't find a certain type of information, PDF or anything, always reach out to me and I can possibly help you, or just lead you in the right direction. Maybe you can find it on your own, but just I'll try to help you as best as I can. Information is everything, folks. Staying informed is the best way to combat what they're trying to do, which is in reality destroy the country from within. But that's not going to happen. We're not going to allow that to happen.
I don't know. It's that one. That one chapter. No.
All right, folks, so I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that is supporting us through Super Chat and through membership. We're going to be starting off with Lena. Thank you so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. Johnny, thanks so much, Johnny, for your support through Super Chat. Floyd Thompson, thank you so much, Floyd, for your help and your support through Super Chat. Lena, once again, thanks so much for your help and your support through Super Chat. Blu-ray, thanks so much, Blu-ray, for your help and your support through Super Chat. Benjamin, thanks so much, Benjamin, for your help and your support through Super Chat. Becky Smith, thanks so much for your help and your support through Emoji Super Chat. Those things are awesome. I love them. Thanks so much, Tom, for your help and your support through Super Chat. Also, Natalia, 782 Gear, thanks so much for your support through Super Chat. Ray Thick, Don Rivera, and also Dub. Thanks so much, Dub, for your help and your support. Linda R&R, Armando, and Don, thanks so much for your supports through Super Chat. So as you guys can see, folks, these live streams have 0 advertisements. This live stream has no ads at all. We had to take it off because if we do not take off advertisements ourselves, YouTube censors this live stream. So if YouTube demonetizes the video, it will not come up on search. It will not come up on recommended, up next, or even your own profiles. It will just not come up on your screens. So we have to take advertisements off completely and then start live streaming so YouTube will not mess with us. They're trying to squeeze us dry. But thank you so much to everyone that became a member, that became a sponsor. Thank you so much for your help and your support. We're not sponsored by big corporation. We're sponsored by patriots just like you. So if you see them in the chat, say thank you so much because they help us to live stream these events here on YouTube. So a big shout out to them and also to all the patriots that are helping us through Super Chat. If you'd like to help out Golden State Times, the best way to do it is by sharing the stream. It's as simple as that. It's 100% free. 100% hassle-free. Just click that share button, copy and paste the link from this live stream onto your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Gabs, your Reddits, your Parlors. Oh boy, there's so many. Can't even keep up anymore. There's so many social media sites. But if you have, or if you are part of any of them, share it on there. Let patriots know that we are live. Let your friends, neighbors, acquaintances, patriots online, all over the place. Let them know about Golden State Times and what we do. And if they ask, you just say, hey, they just cover the president fairly and completely.
He's not going to the document shredder.
I thought they were saying something, but they were just joking around. So if anybody asks, folks, what does Golden State Times do? The easiest answer is they cover the president fairly and completely. That is it. Because that's what the president needs. He doesn't need special treatment. He doesn't need for people to make up stories and positive things about him. He doesn't need any of those things. He's a man of action, not of words. Words come after the action. If the action is good, the good words should come. That's just how it works. You get praised when you do good things for the country, and then you get criticism if you go either around it, or you're not doing what the American people want, or you're just not being tough enough. That is when the president should get criticized. If he's not going through with his promises, he gets criticized. If he's going against the will of the American people, he gets criticized. He does something he's just not supposed to be doing at all, he should get criticized. If he's overstepping his authority, he should be criticized. Not just him, everyone that holds that office. But if he does something good, like record unemployment, he should be praised. If he does stuff like lowest unemployment rates for anybody, women, blacks, Hispanics, Asian Americans, then he should be praised, because that's a good thing. We need low unemployment for everybody. That is the way that the fair press should do it. And it should be that way. Just go by the facts and criticize when needed. Just the way it is. Here at Golden State Times, we don't have any pundits telling you how to think. We don't have any reporters telling you what to watch or what not to watch. We just stream raw footage of these events. You make up your own conclusions from there, folks. Thanks so much for being the best part of Golden State Times. And we hope that you guys share the stream. It should start soon. All right, folks. So I saw somebody in the chat saying that President Trump is mad at Fox News. He's not mad at Fox News. He's disgusted by Fox News, and he has been for a very long time. He only gives them priority now once in a while compared to before. It was almost exclusive that President Trump will be on Fox, either with Hannity or with Tucker or with Waters or with any of those other guys. But now he's starting to really get away from them more and more. Now he mostly just comes out on either Hannity or Ingram or Tucker, but or maybe in the 5. He always calls into the 5. But now he's starting to get away from Fox more and more because he sees them for what they really are, which is fake. They're 100% fake. And now with Donna Brazile at the helm and also Rhino Paul Ryan, now President Trump knows that Fox News is done. It's done. It's over with Fox News. They have become...
2-minute warning.
Oh, here we go. 2-minute warning. But they have become CNN 2.0. The CNN equivalent on the other side, folks. That's what it is. But anyways, President Trump's going to continue talking about it. He's going to continue talking out about it when it comes to Fox News. So, again, if you watch Fox, Donna Brazile says thank you for paying her $2 million a year. I'd like to give a big thank you to Johnny. Thank you so much, Johnny, for your help and your support. Johnny Jorgensen, thank you so much for your help and your support through Super Chat.
All right. Hello, everyone. Over the holiday weekend, President Trump delivered two defining, unifying, and patriotic speeches which drew widespread praise by those who cherish our values, honor our history, and seek to advance policies that lift up all Americans. The president outlined a vision for the future. The president outlined a vision for stronger and safer communities. President Trump said, after all, what do we want? We want a strong military, great education, housing, low taxes, law, and order. He went on to say, we want safety, we want equal justice, we want religious liberty, we want faith and family, and living in the great communities and happy communities and safe communities. And we want great jobs, and we want to be respected by the rest of the world, not taken advantage of by the rest of the world. He went on to say, we should all want the same thing. How can it be any different than those things? This message is now more important and more timely than ever. Radical left-wing mobs seek to tear down our monuments and our memorials. Everyone from George Washington to Abraham Lincoln to Frederick Douglass and even Gandhi. Misguided movements such as defund the police seek to leave our communities more vulnerable than ever. Case in point, this weekend alone. In New York, there were 44 shootings with 11 killed. In Chicago, 75 people were shot with 13 killed. And tragically, at least 5 of these individuals were children who were killed in cities across the country, an absolutely devastating loss, and we grieve for those families. Crime such as this is dark and it is divisive. This July 4th, the president said, our movement is based on lifting all citizens to reach their fullest God-given potential. Never forget, we are one family and one nation. We will teach our children to cherish and adore their country so they can build its future. This vision is not a culture war, as the media seeks to falsely proclaim. It's an embrace of our American family, our values, our freedom, and our future. And with that, I'll take questions. Peter.
Kayleigh, I want to ask you just a couple of questions. The first one, why is the president so supportive of flying the Confederate flag?
So I think you're referring to a tweet this morning, is that right?
Correct.
Well, I think you're mischaracterizing the tweet. The tweet was aimed at pointing out that the FBI report of the alleged hate crime at NASCAR concluded that the garage door pull, which had been there since last fall, was obviously not targeted at a specific individual because, in fact, it was a garage pull, and in fact, it was there since last fall, long before these 43 teams arrived. And it was concluded by the FBI that this was, quote, not an intentional racist act.
For clarity, I'm asking you about the Confederate flag. So my question is, why is the president so supportive of flying the Confederate flag?
The president never said that. Again, you're taking his tweet completely out of context.
The president said that NASCAR saw bad ratings because they took down the Confederate flag, banned the Confederate flag. Does he believe NASCAR should fly the Confederate flag, and why don't they fly it here?
The whole point of the tweet was to note the incident, the alleged hate crime, that it in fact was not a hate crime. At the very end, the ban on the flag was mentioned in the broader context of the fact that he rejects this notion that somehow NASCAR men and women who go to these sporting events are racist, when in fact, as it turns out, what we saw with the FBI report and the alleged incident of a hate crime, it was a complete indictment of the media's rush to judgment, once again calling this a hate crime when the FBI completely dismissed that.
Let me ask you about some of the president's comments this weekend. The president said that 99% of coronavirus cases are totally harmless. Which members of the White House Coronavirus Task Force agree with that statement?
So what the president was pointing to, and I'm glad you brought it up, was a factual statement, one that is rooted in science, and one that was pointing out the fact that mortality in this country is very low. And I have two charts that we'll pull up to illustrate that. The first chart is the case fatality rate in the United States. And as you can see, the mortality rate has gone like this, the case fatality rate. And also in the second chart, you'll see, hopefully they have it up behind me, but the case rate fatality rate in this country vis-a-vis other European countries is much lower than, let's say, France and Italy. And what that speaks to is the great work of this administration with therapeutics and remdesivir and dexamethasone, and that's what the president was pointing out.
So I want to get back to just to follow up quickly though. So if you don't die, is it not harmless?
The president was noting the fact that the vast majority of Americans who contract coronavirus will come out on the other side of this. Of course, he takes this very seriously. Of course, no one wants to see anyone in this country contract COVID, which is why the administration has fought hard to make sure that's not the case with our historic response effort. John.
Kayleigh, to follow up on Peter's question, what is the president's position? Does he think NASCAR made a mistake by banning the Confederate flag?
So he said I spoke to him this morning about this, and he said he was not making a judgment one way or the other. The intent of the tweet was to stand up for the men and women of NASCAR and the fans and those who have gone in this rush to judgment of the media to call something a hate crime when in fact the FBI report concluded this was not an intentional racist act. And it very much mirrors other times when there have been a rush to judgment, let's say with the Covington boys or with Jesse Smollett.
But let's drill down on the Confederate flag. Does he think it was a mistake for NASCAR to ban it?
The president said he wasn't making a judgment one way or the other.
What is
You're
his position
focusing
on
on one word at the very bottom of a tweet that's completely taken out of context and neglecting the complete rush to judgment
Wasn't he saying that
on
NASCAR's
this.
ratings are down because they banned the flag? That's what he said.
The president was noting the fact that in aggregate, this notion that NASCAR men and women who have gone and who are being demeaned and called racist and being accused in some venues of committing a hate crime against an individual, those allegations were just dead wrong.
Does he think
Paula.
does he think his supporters should not take the flag to Trump rallies? Has he considered banning the Confederate flag from Trump
Well,
rallies?
at Trump rallies, all flags that are not official campaign gear are banned. Yes.
Kayleigh, why is it Bubba Wallace's responsibility to apologize for an investigation into a noose that he didn't report and he never even saw? It was NASCAR that found this, that reported this, and even the FBI referred to it as a noose, even if they said it wasn't a specific crime against Mr. Wallace. Why is the president even suggesting that Mr. Wallace should apologize?
Well, look, the FBI, as I noted, concluded that this was not a hate crime, and he believes it'd go a long way if Bubba came out and acknowledged that as well. This was not a hate crime as noted by the
He's been very
FBI.
clear that the FBI found this was
president-
not intentional. Why
One
is
of
he
the things-
directing this at Mr. Wallace?
So one of the things that's this is where the president comes from, and this is where the president stands. And he actually hinted at this in his July 4th speech. To those in the media who falsely and consistently label their opponents as racist, who condemn patriotic citizens, who offer a clear and truthful defense of American unity, we want a clear and faithful defense of American history and unity. And when you level false charges, you not only slander me, you slander the American people. He believes the American people are good. And the allegations and the rush to judgment with Jesse Smollett in the Bubba Wallace case and with the Covington Catholic boys, we shouldn't be so quick to jump onto those narratives. Those are just three examples of those that have been proven
for an
false.
investigation that someone else initiated, suggesting he was possibly the victim of a hate crime?
Yes.
The governor of South Dakota flew back on Air Force One after having contact with somebody who had tested positive for the virus. Why was that allowed to happen? Did she have contact with the president on the trip back? And has the president continued to test negative since that interaction?
Yes, the president is tested constantly, has tested negative, and those around him are tested as well.
But why, the original question is, why was she allowed to fly back on Air Force One with the president when it was known that she had had contact with somebody who had tested positive for the virus?
Yeah, I'd have to refer you to Secret Service on that, but I'll tell you this, they take the president's health very seriously. They would never put him in a situation that would put him in harm's way.
And just one follow-up, please.
Yes.
On executive orders, the president has set a pretty brisk pace on those this year. And as a candidate, he had been critical of President Obama's use of executive orders, but he seems to have really stepped up the pace on these. And I wanted to ask, what does he find, what is the strategy behind issuing more than one a week so far this year? And I know he's getting ready to issue more in the coming weeks.
Well, he will use the powers in his executive toolkit to further the agenda of the American people. That's his intent with these executive orders. And I would just note that with regard to the DACA decision, the Supreme Court has suggested he has pretty wide discretion to act. Yes, Jeff.
Kayleigh, with regard to the president's reference about the 99% being harmless, does the president worry at all that by downplaying the severity of the virus, that it will lead Americans to be less careful?
The president isn't downplaying the severity of the virus. What the president's noting is that at the height of this pandemic, we were at 2,500 deaths per day. We are now at a place where on July 4th, there were 254. That's a tenfold decrease in mortality. On July 5th, 209 individuals, down 23% from last Sunday and the lowest Sunday since March 28th. The president's made clear we grieve when just one life is lost, but he wants to note the progress that we've made in treating this very serious virus. When we have therapeutics like convalescent plasma, remdesivir, dexamethasone, convalescent plasma in particular was spearheaded by this administration. He's pulled down bureaucracy and allowed us to get to a place where we can have this declining mortality rate.
Just to follow up on the NASCAR thing, you were saying that we're taking the tweet out of context, but this is what he tweeted. He says, has Bubba Wallace apologized to all those great NASCAR drivers and officials who came to his aid, stood by his side, and were willing to sacrifice everything for him, only to find out that the whole thing was just another hoax. That and flag decision has caused lowest ratings ever. How are we misinterpreting that?
I've explained to you, this is, I guess, the fourth attempt, but we'll try it again. In aggregate, what he was pointing out is this rush to judgment to immediately say that there is a hate crime, as happened in this case, as happened with Jussie Smollett, as happened with the Covington Catholic boys. And in aggregate, those actions made it seem like NASCAR men and women were racist individuals who were roving around and engaging in a hate crime. The president's intent was to say, no, most American people are good, hardworking people. I mean, we should not have this rush to judgment, knee-jerk reaction before the facts come out. The FBI did their job and determined there was no hate crime. Mario.
Hold on. Just the one thing that wasn't clear in your response, and that's why I asked about it again, and it follows up on Paula's question, is why should Mr. Wallace have to apologize for that when his whole team and all of these colleagues came around him to show support?
Yeah, and that's the best of America, is coming around when the media alleged a hate crime, coming around and supporting Bubba Wallace as they should have done. I think that shows how loving NASCAR fans are and the fellow drivers. But I think it's important that we point out the fact that there was no hate crime. The FBI concluded that, and President Trump was merely saying that Mr. Wallace should agree with that consensus. Yes, Mario.
Apologize. He's saying
Mario,
he has to
yes.
apologize. That's what we're trying to ask you, Kayleigh, is why should
Mario,
he have to apologize
yes.
about that?
I'm not going to answer a question a sixth time. Mario.
You've been asked it, but you haven't answered.
Mario, go ahead.
Kayleigh, on the Confederate part, why would the president not praise NASCAR for removing the Confederate flag, particularly given the history of that flag, the symbol that it has for African Americans, and also what it represents in terms of just the treasonous acts and the insurrection against the Republic?
So
why would he not praise them for taking that down, even if it's a ratings hit?
the president takes great offense when Americans are knee-jerk reaction summed up as racist. And in aggregate, the picture being painted here in this incident seemed to be that there was that suggestion there, when in fact what we're seeing across the nation is this vast cancel culture where we're going to tear down our monuments, we're going to tear down Gandhi, we're going to tear down George Washington, we're going to tear down Lincoln. It's really quite appalling what we've seen happen across the country, and the president wants no part in cancel culture. He wants no part in the tearing down and defacing of Matthias Baldwin, an abolitionist, Philadelphia's Civil War soldiers, John Greenleaf Whittier, vandalized, an abolitionist. He wants no part in this. He stands against the demonization of Americans, and he stands firmly on the side of preserving our history. Yes.
The flag is a different issue.
He is not, I said from the very top of this briefing, he has not given an opinion one way or the other on that. I just spoke to him this morning. Yes.
What exactly does the president see as positive or uniting then about the Confederate flag? Why did he decide to tweet about it then this morning?
The president never used those words. Those are the words of a reporter, not that of the president of the United States. Yes, Phil.
The president argued on Friday and then again on Saturday that many of the problems the country faces stem from, quote, extreme indoctrination and bias in the education system. If that's the case, is he working with Secretary DeVos to address what he sees as a major problem? What steps is he taking to undertake this, and could you give us an example?
Yeah, I'd have to inquire about that, about specific steps that he's taken. I'm not aware of his conversations with Secretary DeVos, but I will certainly follow up. But look, we've got a real problem in this country. When you have rioters, who I've listed off some of the examples of abolitionists, there seems to be zero understanding of history when you're defacing the statue of Matthias Baldwin and John Whittier and Ulysses S. Grant. There seems to be a lack of understanding and historical knowledge when the Armenian Genocide Memorial, remembering victims of all crimes against humanity, including slavery, is vandalized. There seems to be a lack of understanding of history when the first responders sculpture is damaged, when the Polish war hero statue, the World War I memorial, the Lincoln Memorial, the World War II Memorial, and absolutely the Robert Goode Shaw and the 54th Regiment Washington Memorial that honored African American soldiers who fought valiantly in the Civil War was damaged in Boston. We need to have a better historical understanding, and I'll follow up with you about specific conversations. Yes, Holly.
Thank you, Kayleigh. I have a question about masks. The president has sort of equivocated on the issue of masks, and we know that a number of Republicans are starting to say that it's the single most important thing that Americans can do to protect each other. What is the president's message to Americans who hear those messages and say that they simply don't want to wear a mask? What does the president say to those?
The president was very clear last week that if he were in a situation where he wasn't tested daily and he was in close proximity and unable to social distance, that he would wear a mask. So he has made that clear. His rally this weekend in New Hampshire, masks are not only handed out, but they are recommended. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. I wanted to say, first off, point of fact, Bubba Wallace did not make any kind of false report. And I'm wondering, in general, why the president thinks that issue is worth his time and focus right now in the midst of a deadly pandemic. And then also, you've said he has no opinion on the Confederate flag. Why can't this White House unambiguously state whether or not it supports displays of the Confederate flag?
No, I said,
and Confederate monuments, which are much more a part of this question than Gandhi.
Yeah, I said that his tweet was not to indicate approval or disapproval of that particular policy of NASCAR. It was an aggregate to stand against the rush to judgment, to call something a hate crime before the facts were out, when clearly the media was wrong about this. When clearly, I never said that. Perhaps one of the reporters said that, but I certainly did not. But he believes that we should be, that the truth matters, and that the truth was the FBI did a thorough investigation, and what was concluded that there was no hate crime here, and we should all be grateful for that, grateful that NASCAR fans came together in a great display of American unity around Mr. Wallace, but then we should also be equally unequivocal about the truth of this situation here, and that most Americans are great, hardworking people. Yes.
Cultural stuff worth his time and focus during the pandemic.
Yes, he's focused on two things at once, something we're all capable of doing.
And what about an unambiguous statement on the Confederate flag? Are we capable of doing that?
Look, the president has made clear he was not taking a position one way or the other in that tweet.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, why not?
Yes.
Thanks, Barry. Two quick questions, if I may. Does the president support the Cleveland Indians and the football team here in Washington considering changing their names?
I haven't spoken to the president on that.
And on the other question, who came up with the list of historical figures that the president wants honored in his in this garden of statues that he put out this executive order about? Who came up with the list of people to be included there?
So I don't know exactly who came up with that list. I can ask about it, but it's a pretty extraordinary list of people. I think we can all agree on the fact that great American heroes are people like Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington and Martin Luther King Jr. These are incredible men and women in our history, Susan B. Anthony and Billy Graham. So I think we can all pretty much widely acknowledge that these are American heroes. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh. The president signed the Payroll Protection Program extension over the weekend. There's $132 billion in the pot. What does the president think that money should be used for if it's still there after August 8th? And then in a CARES 4 specifically, what should be there to help small businesses?
Yeah, so I don't have any updates on Phase 4. I've mentioned that the payroll tax is something of great interest to the president because it would help low and middle income Americans most. The PPP funding, they've done an extraordinary job with that. Small businesses across the country have gotten this, and we've kept people on payroll. So he's very pleased with the progress that's been made there and the continuing functioning of the PPP.
Would he veto a bill then that did not have a payroll tax relief in it?
Yeah, I don't want to set parameters or conditions. That'll be up to the president when the bill arrives on his desk. Yes.
Thank you, Kayleigh, so much. As President Trump wants to reopen the country, what will be the criteria to cancel the travel bans? Because we know that the bans are still in place for European countries where the situation is under control, and on the other hand, there is no ban on hotspots like Russia, India, or Mexico, for example. So what is the criteria?
Yeah, so I don't have specific criteria to give you. I'd have to refer you to the State Department and Secretary Pompeo and his remarks on the topic during his last press conference as where we currently stand. But President Trump and the administration have taken bold, decisive, and frequent action to secure our homeland, and a big part of that has been these travel restrictions. And we're working with countries around the world. We hope to have a day where international travel is open, but right now this is about putting America first. And I want to say this.
Yes. European countries, now the UK, are starting to open for foreign visitors, but the US is still banned. How do you think the world is looking at the United States right now?
I think the world is looking at us as a leader in COVID-19 because the chart I showed you where you have mortality rate in Italy and UK up here and across Europe, and you have the United States at a low case mortality rate, it's because of the extraordinary work that we've done on therapeutics and getting PPE and leading on ventilators and having excess ventilators that we were able to deploy around the world and help other countries. So that's what I would have to say on COVID. And finally, I'd end with this. I was asked probably 12 questions about the Confederate flag. This president's focused on action, and I'm a little dismayed that I didn't receive one question on the deaths that we got in this country this weekend. I didn't receive one question about New York City shootings doubling for the third straight week, and over the last 7 days, shootings skyrocket by 142%. Not one question. I didn't receive one question about 5 children who were killed, and I'll leave you with this remark by a dad. It broke my heart. A dad of an 8-year-old lost in Atlanta this weekend. They say Black Lives Matters. You killed a child. She didn't do nothing to nobody, was his quote. We need to be focused on securing our streets, making sure no lives are lost because all Black lives matter. That of David Dorn and that of this 8-year-old girl. Thank you.
All right, folks, let us know what you guys think in the comments section below. And if you liked our coverage, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. Hopefully you get notified by YouTube for future live streams. But if you want to get notified 100% of the time, all you have to do is text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888. Once again, text the word Trump Live to the number 555-888 to get notified for future live streams. If you have done it before, if you've done it in the past, you don't have to do it again. So only doing it one time will add you to the list. Thank you so much, folks, once again for watching, and tuning in here to Golden State Times for full coverage of the White House press briefing. If you missed our previous videos, they should be coming up on your screen. Thank you so much, folks, and we'll see you very soon. All right, folks. So if you guys missed the White House press briefing, we are uploading it onto the channel right now. So if you missed the White House press briefing, the Q&A part with the fake news, we are uploading it onto the channel right now. So just give us a few moments while this gets uploaded, and I'll let you guys know once it happens. I'll be back on the microphone to let you guys know. Thank you so much once again. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. We want to give a big thank you to everyone that shared the live stream on social media. So if you shared it on Facebook and Twitter and Gab and all of those other social media sites, thank you so much for helping us out. It's because of you that we show up on search of those social media sites. Let us know what you guys thought about today's White House press briefing. I think it went very well, especially towards the end. But let us know what you guys think in the chat. All right, folks, so we are uploading the Q&A with reporters of Kayleigh McEnany. So if you guys missed it, we're uploading it to the channel right now. Just give us a few more minutes so it can get uploaded. Thank you so much for choosing Golden State Times as your stream of choice. I'll put the link to the video in the chat in just a few moments as it gets uploaded onto the channel. If you're new to the channel, we encourage you to subscribe and click that notification bell. If you became a subscriber today, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for believing in Golden State Times, and we will keep you informed. All right, folks. So it took a little while, but it has been uploaded to the channel. I'm going to be putting the link to it in the chat. So if you guys can head over to that video, give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. That will be very much appreciated. Also, let me know in the chat if you guys got notified by that upload. We just uploaded right now. So let me know if you guys got the notification for that upload. But if you didn't, I'm putting the link to it in the chat. Make sure you click on it. And also you go over to that video, you give it a thumbs up, and you share it on social media. So I am putting the link to the video in the chat. Click on it, folks. Head over to the video, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media. All right, folks, so we are going to be shutting this live stream down, but make sure you click the link that I am putting in the chat. That way, you guys can head over to the video, give it a thumbs up, share it on social media, and you can, we can continue our conversations there. So make sure you guys click on the link that I am putting in the chat. Hold on, give me 1 second. If you guys missed it, I'll put it on the chat one more time. What happened? Okay, here we go. Give me 1 second. Let me see what happened here. All right, here we go. So we're going to be putting the link to it in the chat. Head over to the video, folks. Click on it. Head over to the video. Give it a thumbs up. Share it on social media. And we will see you guys there. Peace.